Hey guys, it's Willard here, back in with another edition of Saturday Morning Cartoons. And today, I said we were going to do it. We're going to do it. Talking about Balto II Wolf Quest. This is actually the Balto movie I grew up on. Yeah, I know. I grew up on this and All Dogs Go to Heaven too. Sue me. At least I got Iron Giant, though. I got Iron Giant. I got that one going for me. And the first Land Before Time. The first one. I don't know why I put the first one. There you go. But Balto II Wolf Quest. I compare this movie to Star Wars an awful lot. Reason being, both Balto and his daughter Alu, which is the main focus of this movie, kind of act like Luke Skywalker at certain points, not to mention Luke Skywalker's in this damn movie. He voices the villain, well, not really villain, he's just kind of an asshole. Niju, who's a wolf who is afraid of change and doesn't want to leave the land that's rightfully his. So does that make him a villain? He's kind of a dick, really. He's a dick to the old leader, Naba, who's kind of like the Obi-Wan Kenobi of the whole story, and he wants him to step down, or, you know, he'll just axe him off or whatever. But of course, Naba's too powerful for him, because apparently if you're a wolf, you're a Jedi in this movie. I mean, you have crazy visions, and you can morph into trees, and you're capable of doing insane acrobatics. It's very Star Wars reminiscent, so maybe T-Biz will actually sit down and watch this damn movie. Oh yeah, and Balto's mom is kind of like Yoda. Or a Force ghost of Yoda, because she's only in the movie for probably 20 seconds. Nayu, the White Wolf, is her name, and she appears and disappears. I believe she was the wolf in the first movie, the White Wolf, that howled and put her paw down in the snow, and Balto put his paw down into that paw print, and it was the same size, and he accepted what he was. That scene, you know, a very powerful, emotional scene that a lot of people don't talk about. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same wolf. Yeah, it might not look the same, but look at the animation. Jenna doesn't even look the same. But the main premise of this movie, it starts off, Balto's having these weird dreams about a raven and a pack of wolves and caribou and ice bridges forming and breaking apart and forming again and breaking apart. So yeah, that's like the first 5 minutes. I really gotta get a new face. But after that, he wakes up and Jenna has some new puppies. Well, has some puppies. Because obviously between the first and the second movie, they got it on. Which, you know, makes sense. And they had about 6 puppies, one of which is in the third Balto movie. Which is like, I don't know. Are we even going to talk about that one? I guess we have to, but I digress. So she has 6 puppies. All of them are red and white, except for one, and that's Alu. She looks more wolf than Balto. And when they put their puppies up for adoption for free, because, it's 1920, so the hell is money at that point. They put them up for adoption. The only one that doesn't get adopted is Lou. And honestly, I call bullshit. You know why? I would have picked that thing up. Shit. I would have adopted her first, because she doesn't look like all the other ones. And I've heard that from multiple people. So, and if you look at one of the dogs in Wings of Change, the third movie, looks just like a Lou, except maybe the colors are darker. I don't get it. He's a husky, but looks like a wolf, just like a Lou does. I don't know. But regardless, the third movie's not as good as the freaking second, or, of course, the first one. But yeah, so Jenna has 6 puppies. They give them to good homes. Excuse me. And Lou grows up. She's over a year old. She's kind of a teenager status. And her voice actor and Mark Hamill are the only ones I recognize in this. Nava's voiced by someone of significance, but I cannot remember his name. I've probably heard him before. Let's see. I drew a blank there for a second. Lou is voiced by the original Meg from Family Guy. The first season of Family Guy. That's who voiced Lou. Which, hearing old Family Guy episodes and then hearing that movie, I'm like, how did I not notice that? How did I not notice that? I don't know. It's very strange. Stranger in a strange land. But, yeah. So Lou and Mark Hamill, really the only voice actors I recognize in this whole movie. I give credit to the other voice actors, but it's like, you don't have... Kevin Bacon's not in this. Bridget Fonda's not in this. Bob Hoskins isn't in this, although I don't know when Bob Hoskins passed away. That'd probably help. But if it was before this movie, then that makes a lot of sense. Phil Collins obviously isn't going to return as the polar bears, and then, Steele's just a has-been, so they don't even reference him in the movie. They reference Rosie, once, twice, by name once, I believe. And yeah, so talking about the new characters, I actually like Niju as a character. As a villain, no, because he's not really a villain, he's more or less just an asshole. Whereas Steele was like, fuck dying children. It's a little bit more hardcore than just wanting to keep your land. If you ask me. And then his goons, I like them because it's like they got Death Clock to voice the other wolves. It's all, you had like a Swedish one, a dumb Swedish one, and like a jacked Swedish one. All they had to have was a guy like Murderface. This guy like Murderface. Or a guy like, what's his name, Nick. It's totally brutal. And I would love this movie even more. You got them. I like Naba's character. He's a pretty wise chap. Again, very much like Obi-Wan, I think, from Star Wars. And then you got Maru, the field mouse, who's, I believe, a loose spirit guide. He's a force ghost, basically. Crap. Trying to think here. That's mostly the new characters. I mean, the other ones return, but they're not in it that long. The polar bears aren't in enough to drive people nuts, which I don't mind the polar bears, to be honest with you. I think they're kind of funny. And then you got Boris. Again, I think he's kind of funny. You got Jenna, who's not really in it hardly at all. She's only in it for probably 2 minutes total. And you got Balto, so... yeah, the one thing this movie's lacking, obviously, the character animation, at least. The background work looks pretty good, but, like, the character animation almost doesn't work on it. I'd say Alu and the other wolves. It's like the characters from the first movie didn't translate into this one, but the new characters do for some reason, which is weird. Um, Another thing about this movie that I actually don't mind is the songs. There's only 3 of them. Somebody Wants You, Who You Really Are, and The Grand Design, I believe. Not bad songs. The first one is very ballad-esque, you know. It's a happy, soft song. The second one's actually really good. It kind of has an 80s vibe to it. I sensed a lot of Pink Floyd influence in the songs for this movie, aside from the first one. I influenced more of like a ballad from Madonna with that one. Well, we don't talk about that genre here. But Pink Floyd, I noticed some Pink Floyd influence in the other 2 songs. For some reason. They just had that kind of vibe. They're kind of toned down, but they kind of had like a beat to them, you know, slow beat. Which is cool. Can I say that about the next movie? Fuck no. The next movie was throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, really. But this one I actually do like. For direct-to-DVD standards, it's not a bad movie. It's actually a fairly decent movie. Highly recommend you check it out. If I was going to rate it, I'd probably give it about an 8 out of 10. I mean, the story overall, it's Balto going on a quest with his daughter to find out who she is. Struggling with one's inner self, what they really are, you know, that's kind of translated from the first movie. I mean, it's a lot copied from the first movie, but it's different enough to where it's enjoyable. Yeah, but basically the whole story and the journey revolves around totems. I think there's the wolf, which probably means inner self or something stupid like that. They never actually specify that. The wolf and the raven, they never specified. But the caribou was life. The bear was inner knowing. The wolverine was fear. And the fox was cunning trickster. Which, you know, isn't exactly a trait, really. It's kind of, you're getting screwed over by this fox. And, by the way, the fox sounds familiar to me. I don't know why, but I almost feel like they tried to Jessica Rabbit the fox by giving her the purple, like, eye around the eyes, kind of giving her eyeliner, and then giving her a very attractive voice. I'm going to repeat that. A very attractive voice. I don't know. They made her more feminine than Jenna, which is kind of odd. And it's like Jenna and Jenna was like cute and like in terms of a dog. The fox, it's like they tried to make her cute in terms of like hot, sexy. I'm just like, I don't know, man. The third movie does it even worse with another character, but we'll get into that next week. But Balto II Wolf Quest, I'd give it a watch. It's cheap. If you find the DVD, you know, if you still do that, you probably watch it on Netflix. But along with the first one, apparently. But Balto II Wolf Quest, I'd say definitely give it at least one watch. If you don't like it, you don't, and if you do, maybe revisit it at some other point in time. But yeah, it's just one of those movies where I grew up watching it a lot. It was on almost every snow day when I was, up till I started high school. It was on like every snow day, every year. I swear to God, at least one, if not all of them. Around noon, 11-ish. So, yeah, it kind of holds a special place in my heart because I grew up on it, like All Dogs 2. It's probably why I like those movies as much as I do. But after watching the first one, yeah, it's not as good. I would have liked the animation to be at least a little bit better. And I mean, Jenna doesn't look like Jenna anymore for some reason, to me. Balto looks a little different too, but that's besides the point. I mean, his eyes are white now. But oh well. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Saturday Morning Cartoons. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.